the city of Chicago. We went to his inauguration, and it was amazing. We did learn some things when we first went to the inauguration. First of all, I got in late last night. I was tired. We got in from the House of Hope. Took my mom to a gospel concert. I was really tired. I had to talk to my sister, my brother, my niece and nephew. They all got up, so I had to chit chat. And then I went to sleep, slept for a couple hours, and I had to get up early in the morning. I got up super early in the morning, and I had to go down like close to like UIC, like close to downtown for the inauguration. I got the email last night. They said, please get there early so you can get, you know what I'm saying, because doors are going to open up at 8:30. So I got there around 8:15 and everything. I got a good seat. I wanted to be on the floor, but I didn't have a floor to get a seat to get on the floor. So with media, because I did not have a press credential or to be with media, I said, well, let me just stand in this line. So I stood in the line. Of course, we saw Jesse Jackson. He was there. He pulled up right in front of me. Jesse Jackson was there. He pulled up, and he's a civil rights icon, a legend, very popular in Chicago. He got Operation Push. The headquarters is in Chicago, Illinois. So we were there. Then we went inside the building. We interviewed a couple of people, and make sure y'all go check it out. We interviewed a couple of people that was there. And what really stood out to me in the line, I was having a conversation with Access Living. The brother was talking about homelessness, and I was asking about that optimistic, and a lot of people were. And I was talking to my pastor that was sitting next to me, and that pastor did say, because I was really going in on the church, and he was saying that that's why he's here, because he wanted, get things from the budget to help the community, because he have, housing for some of his congregants, and a lot of them getting frozen out because of high taxes and because of justification, etc. And then that pastor, he said something that he said the budget. He said, well, the money that's already been spent, they have the money coming in, but the question is how they're spending it, and they're not spending it the right way. So Brandon Johnson, he gave a speech, and pretty much to sum it up, and I'm not going to go all into what he's talked about in his speech. He's talking about for the soul of Chicago. He spoke about mental health services, opening up the clinics that were closed down by former Mayor Rahm Emanuel. He also talked about the schools and a fair contract and being fair for the teachers. And of course, he have a background of being a progressive, being a union organizer. He was the chief of staff for the CTU president. And so he was very active in that. And of course, he worked in the Cook County, worked part of that as well on the county government side. But this is the first time he worked in city government. So this is very interesting. His wife, of course, let me give you a picture of his family. She is the first Black first lady in the city of Chicago. She made history, and that is his family. She is the first Black first lady, and we want to definitely thank our first lady, Mrs. Johnson. Thank her so very much. When I got into there, I sat down, talked, and I was ready. And they opened up. Shout out to Hyde Park High School. The color guard, the ROTC, they were there, and they did that. And of course, someone sung the national anthem, and then they also did Lift Every Voice and Sing. This is a very historical moment. They had somebody from the Muslim faith do a prayer. They also had, and then there was a couple of protesters that was there. They were screaming. We pulled the camera to them, and the police escorted them out. And then everybody, the new coming aldermen, they got sworn in. New city council people got sworn in. Of course, we have a new city treasurer. She got sworn in as well. And then also it was time for Brandon Johnson. But before that, Karen Clark Shear, the first lady of the Church of God in Christ, she sang the song. And when I tell you, she brought the house down. Let me tell you, that woman, I live, she brought the house down. It was so good. She got done singing, sat down, and people were still singing. And then the director, okay, the director came on stage and started directing the arena. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in Credit One Arena, they all start singing. I'm talking about God truly was in that place. Yes. So clearly you understand the background. He was a youth pastor. His dad was a pastor and a carpenter. I mean, the speech was really good. Then we get down to the meat and potatoes, his agenda. Like, what is his agenda? We get to the agenda. And the first question that was in the back of my mind is, how are you going to pay for it? How are you going to pay for this agenda? So that was one of the things. And so on his first day as mayor, he immediately went to work. He signed executive order. Definitely, we have a deputy mayor as well. But he went to work. I mean, the mayor definitely went to work. And on his first particular day, he definitely went to work. He said, today, my first day in office, I signed 4 executive orders to jumpstart our mission for a better, stronger, safer Chicago. This is just the beginning. And he definitely did that. And that executive order, give me a second so I can tell you what was the executive order that he did sign. Let me scroll down my timeline because we have it here on the Twitter. Yeah, so give me a second. Johnson, Mayor Johnson has created 3 new deputy mayor positions, one for immigrant, migrant and refugee rights, one for community safety, with a focus on the root causes of crime, coordinating efforts to invest in young people, and deputy mayor for labor relations. Okay, so I was trying to find. Okay, this is where. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Heather. Sharon, I hope I said her name right, from WTTW. This is what the executive order is. Let me show y'all. Give me one particular second because she been on it. She is a true journalist. All right. So he signed 4 executive order of youth employment, immigrant, refugee rights, community safety, labor relations. This is at WTTW. Okay, this is what happened. He signed 4 executive orders. So of course he did. I was reading that he kept. Now y'all know I'm bad with names, but I know the position, so I don't want to mess up nobody's name. Okay, I have to hear the name for me to get it. But he did get a chief of staff that pretty much is what I call part of the system that is known in the city politics and city hall. So he did have one of Lori Lightfoot advisors or people in her administration to be his chief of staff. So a lot of people was excited. There a lot of people was pragmatic. They was really good about that. But a lot of people, it's a lot of critics. Already they're saying right now, people are saying, how is he going to pay for this? And that's one of my major questions. So we're trying to get to City Hall. Right now, we're trying to get press credentials to get there. We sent an email. We sent 2. Right? We actually sent 2 emails because it's like no application. So I'm trying to fill out application or whatever. And then it's another website someone sent me. So I'm trying to do that. And of course, I'm going to see how much that costs and see I would be able to get on the second floor. And then also, to be able to move around City Hall to ask some questions because they have a Black protective. Because when we were there, let's be clear, when we were there, we had an interview with Kim Fox, the Cook County State's attorney. We interviewed her. We also interviewed Alderman woman. She new elected, I think, for the 15th ward, if I'm not mistaken. We was definitely there. You know what I'm saying? So we was having great conversation. We're interviewing people, and I want to be in City Hall. I want to cover city government. I'm just so interested and so fascinated with city government and how our bureaucracy, how that system works, and how it can benefit Black people. And my main question is, what about your plan for Black America? My main focus is when I step in that press pool is what is for my Black people. You know what I'm saying? What are we going to do for Black America, for Black residents in Chicago? That is my main top priority. That's my main focus. I'm a Black man. Everybody else, y'all worry about y'all people. But when I step in that press pool, when I ask my question is, what are your plan for Black people in this city? What are your plans for the Black people in your district and on your block, where you live? You live on the west side with high crime. People have not gotten a piece of the pie. Brandon Johnson addressed it in his speech. But what is your agenda? How are you going to be able to implement that within these 4 years? You know what I'm saying? So, and I understand that he have to get through the committees. I understand the aldermen have to pass things, but you do have the pulpit. You can create the atmosphere. And while you have the honeymoon phase, everybody saying, go black man. Right now, you talk about it. You do a town hall. You need to be traveling the city and applying pressure, going to every part of the city, and say, this is my agenda. This is who holding it up. This is how I'm going to implement it. Go to the north side, the west side, the south side, all parts of the city. And you need to have weekly town halls, boots on the ground. Don't just campaign and just be on the 5th floor. Continue to talk to the people, because the complaints that I was getting from some residents that did not want to come on camera, they were telling me, please let your audience know to tell Mayor Brandon Johnson, do not forget about us. Do not just live in City Hall and forget about the city. Like, come back to the city and let people know what's going on, because the average residents don't know how city government works. So it is your job as the mayor and your administration to do community outreach and have people to visit these underserved communities and let them know, it's like, this is how the system works. This is how it's going to take us to get it. And this is what you can do to help me, the church, and everybody else. So, I love politics. I'm going to get caught up in politics. I'm not listening to people that tell me don't, because when y'all say don't do that, and then when you need a loan or you need this, politics work, man. Like, it's a part of us. Whether you live or breathe, you're in this country, you're going to be affected by politics, whether you're a part of it or not. Let me say that again. Before I get into the mess and the gossip, I need to say this again, because my people need to hear, especially my black people. Y'all need to get out of this mind frame. I ain't into politics. That ain't for me. Then when you get denied for that house, or you get redlined, you don't get that loan because of your skin color, then, oh man, look at it. That's because of, you know what I'm saying? Or you get fired, you get mistreatment because of the employer, or you trying to get a city contract and they're giving you resistance. So you're trying to get a contract from the state. Like, politics matter. It matters. When you get an ID, that's politics. Somebody made a policy. When you take your baby to daycare, that's all regulated. That's all government regulated. So we must absolutely be a part of it. You have to. I have to preach this message enough. And that's why I'm using my YouTube channel, because I saw something that happened. A lot of our people are not politically engaged. You know what I'm saying? They're not politically engaged. My brother was trying to explain something in Texas about Republican, and what he was saying was not true. Because he don't know. And then when I was breaking it down, she said, brother, thank you for letting. I didn't know. I really didn't know. I said, you have to know. I said, because a lot of our people, they don't read the newspaper. They're not reading the Chicago Tribune or the Washington Post. They're not reading that. So you have to break it down to them and meet them where they are, and go to the YouTube, go to Rumble, go to Twitch, and say, okay, we're going to give y'all some of this celebrity tea gossip. But before we get there, let me tell you what's going on in your district, in your city. Because I've just heard somebody said about Baltimore, Maryland, their mayor sucked. He could have done a better job in there. He was a terrible mayor. He was young, but he just did not do a good job. A lot of his promises was not met. He did not do right. And a lot of people telling me he need to be let go. One lady, and you comment in the chat, but somebody hit me up, say, Wiley, can you come to Baltimore? We have a lot that's going on in our city. So people are watching, and that just happened because somebody was watching my inauguration coverage, and they just like me answering these type of questions, so it's definitely great. So my prayers, I would love to get there. So we're going to work really hard to get into that. And people are saying, what about Dallas? Who cares about Dallas? I'll get there when I get there. They say, who cares about it? If we should all care about Dallas. What I'm saying is, I will get there when I get there. You know what I'm saying? Because I have family, I have roots here. And then also I will go to Dallas. I'm the same way. I'm going to go there as well. But let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me do right here in Chicago, where I know a little some of the power players, and then get my feet wet, so I can be, get my battle scars, and then I go and duplicate it in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Because I just re-signed, a situation in Dallas. But of course, I'm right here in Illinois. So I love Illinois. Illinois is home. But I would definitely duplicate this, and not just in Texas or just all over, where I need to go. But right now, our focus is city government right now. We're not trying to go out step there. We're focusing on city government, the city of Chicago, because we want that city to be great, because it's the third largest city. But but most of us, that most people in the city in the South and West Side has been deprived of services. So my roots are definitely there, and I'm getting my experience in Illinois. So then when I go to Texas, I will know how to move. You know what I'm saying? Because when I get connections up north, some of them same people know people in Texas, and they can tell me how to maneuver down there. So we're definitely getting our experience there. But I do appreciate Brandon Johnson for energizing me. And actually, President Obama energized me, but thank you that are progressive. A black man that wear glasses, got a black wife and a black family. His son go to Kenwood High School. Thank you. And I want to do my job. But Brandon and Mayor Brandon Johnson, if you see this, Mr. Mayor, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to ask you the tough question. Be hard on you because you're black. Because we must, because I'm out of the inauguration. I had an entire time. So on tomorrow, right now, I'm excited. Oh, I'm excited, baby. But I already starting tomorrow. You're gonna get a phone call. I'm calling different wards, all the different wards. I'm calling them right now. I done made this my battle, my mom patio area. I made it my battle station. So we're calling. We're getting on the phone. We're calling. We're going to learn about different committees, about the budget, about all of this stuff. And I'm on it. And then I'm coming back to y'all and say, this is what we need to call. And we're using this as a test model so I can duplicate the same strategy around these United States of America. So this is what we're doing. And then on next year, the DNC going to be here. And and then by that time, I'll have my press credential. I will have more knowledge and more understanding. And I'm going to be asking President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris the tough question, because local government is key. And because President Biden said something to Brandon Johnson, to Mayor Johnson, he said, listen, your job is harder than my job. He's right. A mayor's job is very difficult. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. So local government is key. Most of the things that affect you on the local level. Do you understand me? Okay, I just had to say that. Now I got my little lemonade here. Let me drink a little bit of lemonade. Most of the stuff affects you on what? The local level. Everybody say it with me? The local level. Local government is key. So participate. And I want to encourage the next person. Say, okay, Brother Wiley doing it in Illinois. I'm going to duplicate that here in my town. And we work together. Understand what I'm saying? Because we have to be a part of the process. We have to be a part of the process. Let me see. Not local government is the most important, because that what affects Congress with the president can't do anything without passing things to Congress. Do you send to your government? Absolutely. And all parts, let me be clear. And I can reword it. Thank you. I stand corrected. All branches of government matter. All levels matter. Because when Congress passes, your government is very important. It's like city government and also state, like both, because that matters, because the governor is like the CEO of the state. So the money that comes from the federal government, he has the power of where to disperse the money. Amen. So a lot of people didn't know that. Anyway, let's move on. Now, we're going to be going to work tomorrow. Okay. We're definitely going to work tomorrow. All right. And we need your financial support. And thank you. Somebody gave $1, somebody gave $5, somebody today gave 10. We need it because y'all made it possible for me to be there. We need a microphone for our iPhone 8, so people can hear us clearly. We need to get the Wi-Fi box so we can be hooked up to the Wi-Fi so we can live stream. That's going to cost about $60 to $80. So contribute, and it's going right back into the platform. And if you don't trust me to buy, I give you the list and you ship it. But just give it to me. I just go to Amazon and buy it, like 5, 10 or whatever, so we can get it directly sent to me. Since not to the PO box, because that's in Texas, then I have to go to Texas to get it. But if you want it here, I would ask you to please just send it here. Send it to the Cash App so I can go and directly buy it on Amazon. I could make the wish list. If y'all need the wish list, I can make the wish list so all of the stuff can ship here. All right. However, powers are reserved to the state per the Constitution. All right. Amber, yes, I see you there. Okay, so I see y'all in here. We open up the phone lines and let y'all call in. Call in. Y'all be complaining. If I'm doing something wrong, call in and let me know. Because I'm not the smartest person, but I'm not the dumbest. All right, let's move on. Because in the words of my brother, he said I'm poor. Armand said I'm poor. Let's get to bigger jam. We got to get a little bit messy. Okay, we got to get a little bit messy. Let's go ahead and put it on the screen. So I'm gonna put my old picture up there. I ain't put my new picture up there. But anyway, so we were live, and I can make a wish list. Absolutely, I'm gonna do that. Love, I can do that today. So my brother Armand Wiggins, he went on his station here and he responded, "Oh, I just want y'all to know." This is what he said on Facebook. I mean on YouTube. Give me a second. I mean, he liked me talking about him. He loved when I talk about him. Okay? He loved when I talk about him. He really, really loved when I talk about him. Okay? So before we get to him really quickly, we're going to get